Hey, how's it going, guys? Gal here, and I'm going to be making a quick tutorial on advanced settings, since a lot of you have been asking me in the comments on my Instagram page, and also a few of you have DM'd me as to how, you know, I control recoil, or basically how my aim is what it is. Definitely don't quote me on the fact that I never said that my aim is insane, because my aim can be off. You know, anybody's aim can be insane, and anybody's aim can be off. You can definitely miss shots, and you definitely will not miss shots in certain times. Nobody's perfect, but you know, a lot of people say that I have insane aim, and I appreciate that. It makes me feel very good. A lot of people think I'm a god, but you know, I definitely get better and better each day. But anyways, this is gonna be a quick tutorial, and let's just jump into firing range. Let's just show you how it is. So basically, this is basically advanced settings. Basically takes all of this, the look sensitivity, the ADS, and the response curve. It just takes that and tries to adjust it a little bit more to maybe some people's liking, maybe what they have on sensitivity right now. Maybe they want it to be tweaked a little bit, just to their liking. Maybe 5 isn't enough, like on the look speed, like look sensitivity, but maybe 6 is too much for them. Maybe you want it in the middle. Maybe you want it like 5.5, maybe 575, like percent. Maybe just like a little bit like higher on the 5, but not a lot. And you feel like that's perfect for you. That's basically what you can do with these settings. It's not difficult to understand. It just takes a little bit of time to, you know, to get used to. Alright, so let's just get right into this. Dead zone is basically, you know, when you touch your stick, it takes out, like, how long does it take for, you know, your analog stick to like register that movement. A little bit of a timer as to when your analog will actually register the movement, and that's when your character will like move or look around. It like basically like a tiny bit of a ramp up time. That's what basically dead zone is. Outer threshold, I'm not going to talk about this just yet, just because there's still a few things that I need to cover, because like outer threshold kicks in with these other settings over here. Response curve is basically when you lower it all the way down, it looks like linear, because response curve is basically like classic, steady, fine aim, all of that. And you know, there are some players that play on linear, and it's because it's like draw input that, you know, just moves like this faster. It's like pretty difficult to, well, not pretty difficult, but like a tiny bit difficult to control. My aim isn't very good with this linear, honestly. It could be better, because honestly I don't know how people play on this. Well, I do know that a lot of people can perfect it, and it's just kind of difficult for me anyway. It's honestly, like, I think like my iron sights move way too much. Look at this. I'm trying to hold it steady. I can't do that. So that's why I like linear. I love how it feels, but that's where the advanced settings come in. I can definitely customize linear to what I want. Like basically up it so it doesn't feel as linear. My aim can improve a little bit, so it's not as, you know, twitchy. Not as fast. See, that was a little bit too twitchy. So I like it. I like how it feels, but I can definitely up it a little bit more. But I like having it under here, under the recommended line, because on the recommended line, basically it's classic. When you up it a lot more, it's going to feel like steady. Basically the response curve steady. I like having it below right there. It's just a lot better for me. Yeah, fly line kicks left and right. A lot. Even that's what the stock is for, but honestly, it's still gonna kick a lot, because that thing is pretty strong, and it doesn't make sense for that thing to actually, you know, move that much on the frickin' sticks. I like having it where it is right now just because it feels a tiny bit like linear, just a tiny bit. And it is basically classic, but just like a little bit tweaked. Classic is definitely good for me, but I feel like I needed a little bit of linear sprinkle in there just to help me out in some situations. But anyway, don't ever turn on per optic settings because you never need those. This is where all that turning ability comes in. The yaw speed. Yaw speed is basically how it says on the top right. Is basically when you move left and right. Well, you don't move. You look left and right. So your yaw speed. The next one is pitch speed. This is when you look up or down. Your speed and looking up and down. Extra yaw, basically like the turning extra yaw is basically when you're turning. When you move your analog all the way, when you push it all the way left or right, this is the turning obviously, it basically helps you give you that extra kick of speed when you're turning around. Maybe the dude's right behind you and you want to turn around as fast as possible, but you don't want to lose flying control. Basically, that extra speed is going to kick in when you move the analog stick all the way. So look at this. I'm going to move it all the way. You're going to see it move by my classic speed of sensitivity. And then you're going to notice there's going to be this little speed that kicks in. It moves slow at first. Not slow, but like, you know, just like that. Just regular speed. And then it just whoop. Just moves a little bit faster. Just, you can definitely just turn around on people a little bit easier with this. It just kicks in. Maybe there's a dude right behind you again. Like it just kicks in. You can just readjust. Try to readjust anyway to whoever's right there. So, yep, that's the extra yaw kicked in again right there, and again, it just keeps can always kick in whenever you move your stick like that. I'm gonna lower it just a little bit, just because I felt like that was a little bit too fast for me. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Extra pitch, you don't really need this, so ignore this. Ramp up time is basically a time as to where the extra yaw will take full effect. The more you up it, the more time it's going to take for the extra yaw to kick in. The more you lower it, the less time it's going to take. It's probably going to kick in a lot sooner than intended. And honestly, some people might like that, some people might not. So this is all about preference. Alright. So the next thing is turning ramp up delay. You don't ever want this on because you don't want to wait for the extra yaw pitch to kick in. You don't need extra turning extra pitch, so don't ever touch that either. This is where all the ADS stuff comes in and how to control recoil. Basically, that's up to you. It's just also up to you. It's not just the settings. You know, you need practice in game, and you know, just certain situations. Different weapons that you feel comfortable with, you know, R99, freaking R301, flatline, longbow, G7, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to be able to control a little bit better. This could help you a little bit, or maybe a lot, but honestly, it also depends on how much you practice. Remember that. It's not just settings. You could have the best settings in the world and be a scrub, you know, not a very good player. Not trying to offend anyone out there. They have ADS, yaw speed, pitch speed. You already know how this works with basically the same thing as this, but on your ADS. The more you up this on the pitch is basically how fast it moves when you're aiming down sights, like looking up and down. You could probably lower that, or maybe it's not moving like a little bit slower like this. Maybe you don't need that much pitch speed. And then you already know how the yaw speed works. It's just moving left and right on this. Maybe the pitch speed can kick in a little bit more, a little bit slower. Maybe the dude's like an octane on the jump pad right here, and he just flies and you can just track him. Maybe it just goes a little bit faster like that, ooh, ooh, and then you can just laser him off the air and then probably hit him while he's one shot right there. The ADS, I'm experimenting a little bit with the extra yaw and pitch on the ADS. You don't really need this. You can turn it all the way down and it'll work just fine. This is what matters the most. I'm just experimenting with this. You don't really need this. You can just turn it down if you want. Or you don't if you want. You can definitely just turn it off. You don't need it. But you know, I'm just experimenting. Maybe I might like it. The turning extra yaw on the pitch and this. the yaw speed and pitch. Ramp up time, I don't know if I'm gonna need this. Definitely. I don't know. I don't know if I'll need this. Or maybe I'll just keep this off. Maybe I don't need it either. Ramp up delay, you don't need that either, because it's the same as a ramp up delay over here. So that's basically my settings. It will help. It can help out people. I feel like honestly, this is how Apex should be played, because it's a lot more it's a lot more custom to just what Apex is recommending you, and like the response scripts and all that. This has definitely turned the tide on some situations. Maybe you can get better sniping, maybe up close and personal gunfights. Maybe you just wanna, maybe you're not very good at looking with your pitch speed. Maybe you move too fast on like looking up and down. It all depends. It can definitely help you. You basically create your own sensitivity to whatever you feel you need it on. You need it on, of course. This is complete bottle. So I could definitely like that guy, but obviously. As you did hear, the R99 did have a slight nerf. Nothing too fancy of a nerf, but it definitely affected a little bit. And this thing does kick a little bit down the center, like it just goes in circles a little bit. Yeah, I could have one-clipped it. I don't know what happened there. I was not a one-clip for some reason. Yeah. It's also can help you a lot with hip fire. Like your off speed can be turned to where you can be fast with your aim on ADS, but you can keep it steady on your hip fire. I'm still kind of tired right now, so like I'm just messing around right now. So I'm not trying to like shot or whatever, but you can definitely just sweat it out and maybe just hit some folks with this ADS and hip fire insanity. You can definitely use this to your advantage. Definitely. I do recommend using this setting. It does help out a lot. Most of the people that, well, basically everyone that I've showed advanced settings to, they've all enjoyed the advanced. This actually didn't come from me. It was a buddy of mine that actually like always ran advanced settings, and he showed me how, because I asked him that I wanted, I asked him, the question of how do you do it, like how do you do this, like how is it such freakiness but you can actually do it. But it's basically not as freaky as you think. It's actually easier to understand once you know everything about it. The way to go for season 4 on this. Honestly, this is a lot. Getting a lot of damage. High damage everywhere. Honestly, it's just the way it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what your response curve is. Like, what did your settings used to be like before, if you decided to use these advanced settings, of course. What was your response curve, your sensitivity, all that, even your FOV. I'm really sure I run on a 108 at the moment, just because on 110 I feel a little framey in some shots, like wingman shots and all that. I might lower it a little bit, probably to 106, just because I feel like it might be a little bit better, but I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I suck. yeah, anyway, like the video, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate all the people that subscribe to this channel. I'm really trying to, you know, be better at what I'm doing right now, whether it's like Twitch, on Instagram, or YouTube just now, because I never thought I'd have a, like, actual YouTube channel where I focus on something like this, but honestly, this I'm happy, even if it's starting small. You gotta start somewhere, and it's not always gonna start. You know, some people get a lucky shot, and you definitely get the boost they've always been waiting for, but honestly, not everybody gets that. Oh, I suck. Yeah, I appreciate everybody who watches this video. I love your face, and yeah, I hope this helps you out a little bit, maybe a lot. I hope it helps you out a lot, because honestly, it's definitely the way to go. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I try to stream my, like, you know, every day. Season 4, I'm just trying a lot of things, because I feel like that's, I think I'm not done with pubs, but definitely I want to be on it. So yeah, peace out. Bye.